Hey friends, welcome to Whiskey and Whit. I'm Whitney, and in today's video we are doing some more Easter DIYs. This time we are focusing on the carrot patch theme, and I've also expanded where I have gotten my supplies from. I've done a ton of Dollar Tree content, and while I love that, I'm ready for something a little different, so hopefully you are too. So as much as I love Dollar Tree, sometimes you just get burnt out on that stuff. They've got great items for DIYing, but the more and more I craft, the more I want other options. While I do have a little bit of Dollar Tree in here, I also went to places like the Target Dollar Spot and a couple other locations so that I could round out the items that I'm showing you. So without further ado, let's get crafting. First up is this carrot container, and I was inspired by the Dollar Spot Valentine's Day gumball machines, and I painted mine white. And so I wanted to show you how to get a similar look with cheap, affordable items. So I took this Dollar Tree glass container I hauled a few videos ago, and I decided to make it over. I started by taking the bottom, which was black and not very Eastery or springy, and painted it, of course, white with Waverly chalk paint. I did a really light coat, and then once it dried, I went through and distressed it so the black came through. Then once the bottom was all dry and distressed, I just grabbed some boxwood that I had left over from a couple previous videos. I pulled off the little pieces and cut off the ends so it would lay nicely within my little container. I made sure to add hot glue so it didn't move around on me, and then I grabbed just some Dollar Tree little carrots and put them inside. It took a couple shakes to get everything to sit in there, but I got it all to fit. It looked full, and then I finished off the look with some buffalo check ribbon. This happened to be from Michael's, but you can really get this anywhere, and it was a super easy project. You can add this to vignettes. It also looks really cute on my Easter tiered tray, and it's a nice way to just add a little bit of that pop of orange while also keeping it neutral. Up next is this cute little filler house with carrots on it, and I originally grabbed this house from the Target Dollar Spot for a just vinyl project. I was going to put an Easter decal on the back for my Cricut, but then I saw these really cute napkins, and I love this technique and I wanted to share it with you. So in case you see some cute napkins, this is what you can do. So you want to take off any extra paper from your napkin. Mine was 2-layered, and I added some Mod Podge to the surface. You want an even but thin coat. Then I lined up my napkin, stuck it on there, made sure everything was pressed down, and then trimmed the edges. And as you can see here, I can still use the Hello Spring sign if I want to. I finished it off by adding just some more Mod Podge to seal it down, and it's got a little bit of a crackly finish on the white, but I really like it. It looks cute with my bunny butt and sign that I made in 2 recent videos. I will link those up above and down below for you if you want to complete the set, but it's so easy and you could use that on a ton of different areas. I was in need of some more little filler things for my setup, so I wanted to make some more carrots, but this time with clothespins. I saw a variation of this on Pinterest with some jute twine, and so I wanted to make my own with some felt. So you're going to take apart your clothespins, glue them back together like you can see here in a carrot shape, and then I just went through with some acrylic paint and painted them orange. Once they were dry, I had this felt on hand. You can use whatever color green you want. I cut a strip. I didn't even measure. I just approximated and cut some little pieces to create some fringe here. Now you want your fringe to be thin enough that you've got a few different pieces that's going to make the top of your carrot look full. And then I just added some hot glue, rolled it around the top of my painted clothespin little guy, and that's it. Super easy. This is another great thing for tier trays, vignettes. It would also be cute if you made a bunch of these and put them around a container, you know, as like a little carrot border. A lot of different options. This next one's another cool way that you can use Mod Podge to make over something. This time I'm using a glass jar from Dollar Tree. And I was actually inspired to make something out of these treat bags from Walmart. They were $1.98 for 20 of them, and I really loved the bunny. So I took one out, I trimmed it around, and I got rid of as much of the Easter eggs as I could because I wanted a little bit more springy than Easter essentially here. So once I got that all cut out, then I just took some Mod Podge, added it to the bunny,
stuck it onto my glass container, and tried to smooth it out as best I could. Now there are going to be a couple bubbles just because of the different edges of the glass. What I did is just snipped some little cuts into my actual treat bag piece, and then I used my fingers and some more Mod Podge to get it to lay down. You're not going to be able to see really where that got trimmed, but it's going to help it lay down a lot better. And then once it's all laid down, I gave that front part of the glass a full coat. You want to make sure that it's a thin coat and that you are evenly going from top to bottom so you don't have weird brush strokes when it dries, but it's going to dry clear, so then it's going to look like this bunny is right on the glass. I decided to fill my container with some more of those cute little Dollar Tree carrots because I went a little crazy this year thinking I wasn't going to be able to find them again, so I bought a lot of containers. So I wanted to find different ways to use them. And then I added back on my lid and some jute twine just to finish off the top. It looked a little blah to me. You could do buffalo check ribbon, a ton of different things. And there it is. I really love how this turned out. Because the Mod Podge is on the outside, you could also fill it with jelly beans or some fun colored M&Ms or Peeps or really whatever you want to put in there, so it could be a treat jar as well. This project has to be my favorite of the whole video, and it's the real reason that I started thinking of ideas to do a carrot video. I really needed something to fill my Ray Dunn mugs that I recently got for Easter, but I wasn't sure what to put in there, and so I wanted to make some carrots that had some tops that would stick out, and these are perfect. So we're gonna make them out of felt. Now I just had some scrap orange felt laying around, but you can get this at Walmart for like 25-30 cents a piece, so it's super cheap and it's gonna feel like a Dollar Tree DIY as far as affordability. However, you can pick this up at Walmart. Amazon's got felt. Literally everyone has felt and it's cheap. So you're going to take a rectangular shape and create a cone. So here I'm just starting with a little bit of glue at the bottom because you want to make sure the bottom of your cone is closed. Once the bottom started to kind of get stuck together, then I used the rest of the piece to put hot glue. As you can see here, I'm running it along the edge, and then I fold it over the other piece. So it's like back in the day in school where you would make cones out of paper. It's the same concept, but you're doing it with felt. Once your cone is cooled off with the hot glue, then I just took some extra fluff that I had and stuffed my carrots. You could use a variety of different things. I've seen people use cotton balls as well, so if you don't have fluff, you can use that. And then it was time to create my little tops. So I did the same thing I did for the clothespin carrots, where I cut a strip, created some little fringes, and then I took some hot glue down the center and rolled them up. So it looks like a little sprout out of the top of the carrot. Then I took my orange piece, some hot glue on the green piece, and pushed them together. And then to finish off the look, I used some jute twine to tie it together. Now you're gonna see me struggle a little bit, so a couple times it took me to figure out how to get the green to stick and stay underneath the jute twine, because if you tie the jute twine underneath the green piece, it's gonna fall out. You've gotta have the green piece inside of the jute twine, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy, and then I was able to crank out the other 6 that I made. I cut my extra string and voila! I like how they look very whimsy and rustic, but they also definitely look like carrots with the traditional orange and green. You could do this for a variety of different colors of felt, but I made this whole set with literally 2 pieces of felt, so it was under $1 if you use cotton balls. Like, this is a really cheap project and it turns out so cute. If green carrots aren't your thing, you could use burlap or a variety of different fabrics as well. I had this chevron burlap in my basement from forever ago for fall. I thought it would be really cute with this. I also used a leftover piece of Hobby Lobby burlap to make a burlap carrot in the exact same way. So there's a ton of different ways that you can do this. Your top doesn't have to be felt. You could use jute twine. You could use a different color of felt. There are just so many different ways that you can customize this, but they are so easy, so affordable, and I love, love, love how they look on this tiered tray. So I'm really glad that my project that I launched this video off of came out the way I wanted them to. And finally, I have this cute little carrot stand piece that I used a ton of Dollar Tree pieces on, so if you're a Dollar Tree purist, a lot of these are Dollar Tree items. So I started with this mermaid off duty sign and I picked it up. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but then I thought, actually, this would look cute as a roadside stand. So I started by getting rid of all the glitter because you know Dollar Tree has to glitter bomb everything. I don't know why. I wish they didn't, but so was life. So I then painted the outside with white Waverly chalk paint to kind of neutralize all of that light blue color. And then I made sure to let that dry. I ended up having to do 2 coats. I wanted to add some wood elements in there. If it was going to be a carrot stand at the side of the road, I thought kind of lemonade stand vibes essentially. So I took some of these popsicle sticks and I measured them the width of the front of my box, and then I just cut them with some scissors. It was really easy to cut through, but if you've got miter shears, you could do that as well, but these are really thin, so you don't have to break out anything to cut them. Then I just hot glued them to the front of the container, and then it was time to work on the inside. So I grabbed this Matchbox truck from Dollar Tree that I wanted to incorporate, and then so for this part of the project, I would recommend getting some reindeer moss if you don't have this on hand, but I ended up using these little moss like rocks from Dollar Tree. I'm trying to use up stuff that I have if I can, just because I have so much in my stash, but this actually turned out just fine. I glued them down so they wouldn't move around or fall out of the box from season to season. I glued each wheel on my truck and stuck it down, and then it was time to add some carrots. So I did the exact same thing that I did with the clothespin carrots earlier in the video, but I made them with these tiny little clothespins. Again, I had on hand, but Dollar Tree has little clothespins as well to make little carrots that would fit in the back of the truck. So I glued them together, painted them orange, and then I made the little tops with just a little piece of green jute twine that came from Dollar Tree. You could use green yarn, you could cut some of the felt. There's a lot of different ways you could add green to the ends. And really, you're not going for something that looks exactly like a carrot because you're looking at the thing holistically. You just want something that gives off the vibe that there's carrots in the back of the truck. Then I chopped off the end of a Dollar Tree carrot and stuck it in there. So then that way it looked like the carrot was coming out of the ground and being ready to be picked. Then I broke out my new Cricut Joy. I am having a fun time experimenting with this, and I created a little decal for the back of the sign. You could easily draw this on yourself, but I decided to test out my new machine because this was the perfect size for it. Once it was cut, I weeded it, stuck it onto my little sign, and it was ready to go. I think this turned out really cute. I think I'm going to add this to the shelves in Finn's room because he loves little trucks and doesn't really have much Easter decor in there. You could also customize it and put your family's last name, so you could personalize it there. I've also done stuff with Finn's name, so Finn's Carrot Patch. There's a lot of different things. If you're going to make the decal, you can personalize it if that's your thing. I am absolutely loving Easter DIYs. You guys know I love fall and Christmas, but Easter is quickly becoming right up there with those. My seasonal decor this year, I've had such a great time creating it for Easter. If you've missed any of those videos, I will link my full playlist down below because I've shown a lot of those items here. Be sure to check it out. And also let me know down in the comments, not only your favorite in this video, but if you've been following along for Easter, what has been your favorite project thus far or video? And also let me know, are you still DIYing for Easter? Should I do another video or are we on to the next thing? Let me know.
Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this kind of concept, not just doing Dollar Tree, but really expanding across. If you liked it, let me know where else you buy your craft supplies. I'd be happy to venture out if it's here in Northern Illinois. Check it out and give you guys some more inspiration. So leave those comments. I love hearing from you guys and learning more about what you want me to create. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!